All right, so this is a long time coming. It was just a matter of when the reports were going to come out, right? So it says here that the Sacramento Kings are expected to open up talks to potentially deal All-Star guard De'Aaron Fox before the February 6th trade deadline. Now, Sacramento has been inconsistent all year long, and despite Fox's individual success, the Kings are sitting at 10th place in the Western Conference at 24-22. Now, we know what happened about a month ago. Head coach Mike Brown was fired following the team's slow start, but under interim head coach Doug Christie, they were able to win 11 of their past 15 games. But despite the recent success, it sounds like De'Aaron Fox just isn't happy with his current situation in Sacramento, and him alongside his agent Rich Paul are looking to, find a better situation for his talents. And, me having wishful thinking, I'm hoping that he would join the Miami Heat. Who knows what can happen, but his preferred destination, the number one preferred destination, is the San Antonio Spurs, so he can pair alongside Victor Wembanyama, which to me, I think that could potentially be a dynamic duo, like a serious dynamic duo.
De'Aaron Fox might be on the move. Sources telling Shams Charania that the Kings are open to fielding trade offers for Fox ahead of next week's trade deadline. The 27-year-old point guard has 1 year left on his deal, and he's set to become...
Yeah, so for those who don't know, this is why I say this is a long time coming, because last summer, De'Aaron Fox had the opportunity to sign an extension with the Sacramento Kings, and he chose not to. And speculation began surrounding whether he's committed to the Sacramento Kings. And now here we are.
Become a free agent in the summer of 2026. Now, look, he's been that dude and sat pretty much since the year of the bubble. This season, no different. He's at or near the top of most stat categories for the Kings right now, including leading the team in points, minutes, and steals. He scored 11,025 points so far in his career. That's already fourth most in Kings franchise history. So for some insight and perspective, we welcome the aforementioned Shams and Danny Green to the group chat. And Shams, let me start with you. So if Fox is going to be readily available on the trade market now, who are the teams that are likely going to show the most interest in trying to acquire him?
Michael, the Sacramento Kings have gotten dozens of calls in the last 7, 8, 9 hours since I reported this story. And Fox and his representation, Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul, they have a strategic destination in mind as his potential landing spot ahead of his free agency in 2026. And I'm told the San Antonio Spurs are atop that list of preferred destinations. And why that matters is because this is a complicated situation, because De'Aaron Fox becomes a free agent in 2026. So wherever he might land, that team will want to know whether he'll be able to stay long-term, whether that team is going to have a chance to keep him. And overall, the timing on all this is important because De'Aaron Fox has shown time and time again not a willingness to stay in Sacramento long-term. He bypassed an extension before the NBA calendar this season. And so overall, now when you look into it, this is a massive downer. We've been talking about Jimmy Butler for the last several weeks, but De'Aaron Fox is a player in the prime of his career, and he has the ability to really transform a team wherever he ends up.
Yeah, you're talking about adding an all-star point guard to your roster, whoever you may be. But Danny, let me turn to you now. Let's say it is, hypothetically, one of your former teams in the Spurs. Why would it make sense in the short term and the long?
Before Danny goes, answers the question, Denver could be a good option too. Now, I might get some, backlash in the comment section. We'll see, but what if you can swap Michael Porter Jr., what's the other guy? Jamal Murray, maybe a first round pick, who knows, a couple picks for De'Aaron Fox. I mean, who says no to that? I don't know. But then again, we got to give Jamal Murray his respect. He's a champion. Michael Porter as well. Champions, I'm just talking.
Long term for those two to link up.
Well, I don't know if you watched our segment earlier today, but we spoke about how he's been trying to get off his body as much, or Sacramento's been wearing him down the usage rate. And Malik is the one that said, somebody close to him said, he'd rather be a number 2 or 3 option. Who better than San Antonio Spurs to, predict or control his load management? They've known to been keeping stars under 30 minutes. He's been getting worn out in Sacramento. it's a tax-friendly state, so they'll be able to have the money to afford him. So in the short term, he can rest his body, he can take some off his body. In the long term, it's going to be him and Wembanyama for the next 5 years. He's still very much in his prime. So this is a great dynamic duo that he's looking to pair up with, but also said be able to take care of his body. The load management started with the San Antonio Spurs, and this is where he can kind of, keep his body for a long term, in the long run, to be able to have a long career.
Yeah, if you're trying to win an NBA championship in the next 5-7 years, you would think Wembanyama would be a guy you'd want to have running alongside. So
Facts.
it makes a lot of sense if that is indeed the destination. Good insight there from Danny. Of course, Shams will be giving us much more information as this plays out because the trade deadline is February 6th. That's next Thursday. The Kings, by the way, play.
Yeah, man. There's gonna be some things are gonna shake up in the league within a week. Prior to the trade deadline, we have Jimmy Butler, his whole issues with Miami, and the reason why, again, wishful thinking here. There's a slim chance I can see De'Aaron going to Miami. Maybe there's a third team involved with Sacramento, Miami, the Suns. I don't know, right? But all in all, it seems like De'Aaron really wants to join Wembanyama, and why wouldn't he, right? Wembanyama is young. This guy is going to be the face of the league for years to come. He's freaking 7'5", 7'6", the tallest person in the NBA. It's ridiculous how long this guy is. Pause. But what he brings to the table defensively and also offensively, although I do think Wembanyama needs to post up more. Like, bro, you're 7+ feet tall. Like, you need to be posting up more, getting a little more weight. He'll get that with time, but a dynamic duo of De'Aaron Fox and Wemby, I think that can definitely make some noise in the Western Conference. It also matters who they put around them, the others, the bench, But I would like to see your guys' thoughts on this. Where do you see De'Aaron going? I want him to go to Miami. That'd be crazy if he does. Obviously, he's not going to the Lakers. They shut that down. Lakers fans, it's not happening. It's just not happening. But yeah, man, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. De'Aaron Fox wants out of the Kings. They're going to deal him, or they're open to talks. Like I said, it was a long time coming. I'm not surprised that this is happening. He could have signed the extension last summer. He didn't, and here we are now. But let me know what you guys think about this. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'm out.